Alright, and welcome to the another Speed Champions, the McLarens, oh gosh, let's see if I can not butcher these, the Solus GT and the McLaren F1 ML. If you had to make me, after having set this set aside, if you made me guess which one of these cars was which, I probably couldn't do it. And that gives you an idea of how big of a car fan I actually am. But regardless, I am actually really excited for these because regardless of not liking cars or not, I genuinely love building these sets because they use such creative techniques all the time, and it just makes me look forward to all of these sets and what they're going to do with more cars in the future. So yeah, love this stuff, love building these, and very much looking forward to building this one. I've heard some cool techniques are used in the more orange one. I'm very much looking forward to building both of these and seeing just how they look to me. And yeah, with that, I am sure you know how the buttons work down there by now, so do click them as you please. Let's get into the speed build and then my thoughts. Here we go. So, just really quick before I give my thoughts on the cars and stuff, here's a look at the extra pieces. There's actually quite a few, and I will say, for the most part, smaller sets tend to have more extra pieces, and it's just mostly due to the fact that they use a lot of small pieces, but also just, you know, cars come with a whole extra set of rims, so I think that's pretty cool. I gotta say, these are pretty cool looking cars. I will say I do like the orange one a lot better, just the overall look. Even though this car, I think, in real life would just be really, really cool to see. And I really thought that it would be noticeable how long the Solus GT actually is, but it kind of actually works pretty well. And I am actually really glad that I put the sticker all the way up in the corner, because I think that makes it blend in with the visor piece a lot better. And yeah, I actually don't mind the stickers on these, except for the really, really big ones on the orange. I think those kind of don't work as well, but I don't mind the smaller stickers, to be honest. And yeah, there's actually a few printed things around, so that's always nice to have, of course. The printed McLaren there, and the printed wing pieces are nice as well. Those could be definitely used for other things, I think. Very nice, and the minifigures are pretty nice, and I'm really glad that they include hair pieces for them so you can take the helmet off and not have to worry about it. With that though, I am not sure that the minifigures will actually fit into the cars with their hair pieces. I'm gonna have to check that now here, especially this much smaller cockpit. Yeah, that's just not gonna happen. So unfortunately, you gotta put their helmet on if you're gonna put them in the very, very fancy sports car. Let's see about the less fancy of the sports cars. Let's slot her down all the way in there, because she has the bigger hair, so if it doesn't work with her, definitely won't work with him. Yeah. So if it doesn't work with her, then yeah. Well, unfortunately, doesn't seem like you can put their hair on and have them fit in the cockpit, but you can put their helmet on and the visor goes down just fine. So yeah, that's interesting, but I'm glad that they at least still provide us with the hairpiece, even if you can't put it on while they're in the car. Now, a little bit more on just how I actually think these cars really look overall. And of course, you know, the bottom, you're not really supposed to look at that, so we're gonna kind of ignore that. But side profiles of these cars are really, really good looking. I actually genuinely love them. And I really, really like the vent that is on this car with the little fin thing in there. I think that's very fun. And a unique little building technique, honestly. Yeah, this one was much more enjoyable in general, just seeing the different techniques used to make it. This one is a little bit more straightforward in terms of building techniques, except for the little bit of technique to get the wheels in there. But otherwise, it's pretty straightforward, but it's also different in the sense that it is actually wider than this car as well. So it's one stud wider, and I'm not sure exactly how many studs longer, but it seems like at least 2 studs longer than the normal base. So yeah, it's an interesting size, but it would definitely be cool to see more of these sort of crazy looking sports cars. And you know, the sports cars that aren't really street legal and stuff. These, I want to see more of these made in the Speed Champions for sure. And I always love to see just the normal cars with really, really cool and just surprising building techniques. I mean, just this front part here is just put together in such a way that it just surprises you. And I love that. So yeah, overall, I will say definitely a worthwhile purchase in my mind. I love the Speed Champion sets. They never cease to impress me, and this is no exception in that regard. And yeah, I gotta say 5 out of 5. The only real downside is, again, that you can't really put the minifigures in there without the helmet, which I think this car specifically, that should be a thing, but that's just me, and just a little bit of a nitpick, probably. But yeah, with that, again, do recommend you get this one for sure. And with that, I am sure you know how the buttons work down there by now, so do click them as you please. Mr. HiYodaPanda, out.